That later. The knock on his QB is that he's weapons dependent, and maybe that's why he didn't even crack the top 10. Here's Purdy's numbers last year. If you thought Dak's numbers were good, well, you see?
I mean, those are some numbers, baby. I'm just saying.
No, Brew, you tried to squeeze. Oh, you want
he already got to go on Purdy.
No, I got bored.
He already got to go on Purdy.
Plenty in
He's
the
about
chamber.
to filibuster, so just let me go first
Purdy
here.
is not top
So
10.
here's the thing, and I'm curious where this comes out, because everybody knows that I agree with the scouts and GMs on this. Obviously, Purdy's not top 10. And by the way, some of the guys behind him, because he came in.
Where did he come in?
11th. He came in 11th. But Jalen Hurts, who I'm not the biggest guy on in the world, I think is clearly better than him. Jordan Love, I think, is better than him. And by the way, the sample size isn't that demonstrably different between the two. Jordan Love's played 1 year. Purdy's played a year and a half. So I think that 11 is a little rich. Brew has positioned himself, Wilds, as the Purdy guy.
Yeah, that's true.
And now, and I bet he has a bunch of graphics explaining all of it.
They're easy. He makes graphics easy.
That's great. And now I am very curious to hear if in the entirety of this conversation, Bruce says at any point he thinks Purdy deserves to be firmly in the top 10.
Well, I said he was 10th.
10th. Okay,
I said I would put him ahead of Dak.
So you have him 10th.
Because I'm looking at it objectively.
So you don't have a big problem because he's 11th and he's 10th.
No,
so you have him 10th.
I'm not mad at 11.
Okay,
11 is fine.
exactly.
All right, but I'm saying, I said the last segment, I would move him ahead of Dak. I'm just being objective.
Yeah.
I'm not going off feelings. I'm not going off.
Well, then why
Dak's
is he
bigger.
not gonna be
Dak
top
looks
3?
more like a football player. You know, I'm going off the production. Period. And don't give me Jimmy G. Because, yes, they won with Jimmy G, but Jimmy G didn't lead the league in passer rating and the top 5 in MVP consideration and all of that stuff. He didn't put up nearly the numbers. He didn't pass. That's not first.
No.
He didn't pass Joe Montana and Steve Young and Jeff Garcia in
now
yards
he says
in
who
the
had the
season.
record. Okay.
Garcia was nice that year. But anyway, here we go.
Get to the graphics
I'm
story.
not surprised because a lot of the NFL scouts and stuff, look, they get enamored with the big arm.
They like their athletes to be big and strong.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
really.
crazy.
No, but real talk. Yeah. They get enamored with the wow factor.
Where they were
the
drafted.
The arm, the speed, the athleticism, where they were drafted. I get that. I do think well, I like the intangibles. Because I know that Tom Brady and Joe Montana did not wow you with their physical gifts, but they had it up here. All right, they were smart.
So he's like Brady and Montana.
He broke Montana's yardage record. I'm just saying that.
Montana
I'm not
had
saying
that
he's
record?
Joe Montana and Tom Brady.
Okay, yeah.
But what I'm saying is he's got the intangibles, the intelligence that make for a good quarterback, and not everybody looks at those things. But here's something, passer rating. Passer rating is fair. It takes out all the players around you. In his 21 starts for Purdy, 14 times he's had a passer rating of 100 or more. Oh, that's the most in the league in the last 21 games. Yeah. Any quarterback's last 21 games, Purdy has had a higher passer rating in terms of 100 or more than any player in the league. And you know, Nick, passer rating takes out Christian McCaffrey. Passer rating takes out, Deebo Samuel and all that.
No, it doesn't.
So you can't just go with the other players. It's about the quality of your throws.
No, passer rating. No, you're thinking, no. The passer rating is.
Well, QBR does some of that, but I'm saying passer rating is a legitimate.
I do like the.
All right, so that's what I'm saying.
I don't agree.
It's not just based on the supporting cast. Oh, by the way, his offensive line was 21st in the league.
So
Dak's was 8th.
Right. So can I just ask a question? Since you're not a guy that is worried about the size and strength, and you're not a guy that is.
I look at intangibles.
That cares about draft status and that. Okay. Who do you think is better, Brock Purdy or C.J. Stroud?
I want to see more from Stroud. I want to see more from both, but I would go with Stroud.
You go with Stroud, right?
And I'm not dismissing athleticism, arm talent.
I understand.
I'm just saying I value intangibles more than some.
Then why
and CJ has intangibles.
So why are you not willing to say he's a top 5 quarterback? Because all your stats.
Because I want to see a little more. Because I believe,
but
and I've been consistent in this. If he were, like, let's say he was the number 1 pick in the draft.
Right.
He was a college All-American. Everybody would be like, he's the guy.
Yes.
Like, they wouldn't be waiting. But when you are Mr. Relevant, when you were good at Iowa State, but, you didn't wow the nation, we're going to wait a little longer before we give you your full props.
But
so that's all I'm saying.
All right. So, but I don't this is where I stand. I dismiss the numbers as a product of the system. You say that's unfair. Right. You then present all these numbers that scream he is definitively one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the league, and you say he's 10th. So it sounds like
because it's a balance.
Right.
It's a balance of I need to see a little more because of his unimpressive pedigree and what he's done on the field. So I'm balancing it.
Okay. All right.
I buy that.
He thought he had me.
No,
you see how
I think that if you're saying you're the Brock Purdy guy, and when you put pen to paper, you have him behind Jordan Love, you're not the Brock Purdy guy.
When did I put him behind Jordan
I thought when we were doing the top 10, maybe there's a different
I said I
guy.
got him right now, 10.
10, okay.
Quick tinfoil hat conspiracy theory.
Fully focused shows this week. 3.5. We've got 4 hours,
about 5.5 hours of TV. We're going to deliver to you.
How did you mess that math up too?
3.
It's 5.
4.5, 5.
I
count content time.
Okay, got it.
I'm not counting commercial time or promos.
Yeah.
It's first things first. We're back today. The Chiefs bulletin board also back off vacation.
Wow.
One executive making their debut. Also, maybe a fellow media member. I'm not sure. We discussed it.
Maybe.
That kind of goes against the rules and spirit of the program. But
Greenberg wouldn't mind.
meanwhile, All-Star game tonight on Fox. Coverage starts at 7. A-Rod joins us to talk about Judge, Ohtani, Soto, and my guy, Paul Skeens. I put in a claim on Paul Skeens.
Do you think he's mad at you on behalf of Anthony Edwards, since Anthony Edwards is mad at you?
Paul Skeens, no.
No.
And finally, Micah Parsons finally agrees with Brew. Oh, he's dropping the podcast? No. But he thinks the Cowboys are S-Bob alongside.
Does he?
Of course they are.
Well, I'm Kevin Wildes alongside Nick Wright.
Welcome to the party.
Brew, are you happy that Micah now believes the Cowboys are also S-Bob?
He's listening to the show, which I'm happy with.
Listening or a good podcast?
I'll help him out this
Watching
year.
it all or just listening?
Well, watching and listening.
Look how brown my hair looks. Wow.
I know.
Nobody's
that salt water. It's like great right now.
This guy.
Feeling
Salt
good.
Good to
water
see
with
you
hair
guys.
dye.
I miss you guys a lot.
I wish I could say this. We start with Jeremy Fowler's yearly survey of executives, coaches, and scouts, which has delivered a few bombshells here. Top 10 QB list. Mahomes at number 1, but not unanimous. More on that in a second. Joe Burrow, Allen, Lamar, the reigning MVP, who I don't know is 60-23
Respect
all
on
time.
my guy Matt Stafford's name. How about that? It's right where he was in the mountain, too.
Overrated.
Okay.
Who's saying that? Josh Frisky. Herbert, Stroud, Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown for you.
Interesting list.
Goff, and then finally Dak. So we'll start with Dak at 10. Here's his stats last year for being the 10th best quarterback in the league.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't see any 10s on there. So, Dak too high, too low, or just right?
Brew, I truly don't know where you're going to stand on this. We never talked before the show, but we also haven't talked in 10 days. Bruce been.
I've been
You were on the
gallivanting.
island.
So I'm
pretty
curious
tan.
what you're going to say, but I think this is basically the exact right spot for Dak. Even if I might have a couple guys who were behind him ahead of him and a couple guys who were ahead of him behind him. You know what I mean? Like but I think 10th best quarterback in the league is almost exactly right, especially because it seems like rookies were ineligible for this list. So if you're really high on Caleb like me or Jaden or Drake or whomever.
I don't know if they're ineligible. I just don't know if anyone's putting Caleb top 10.
Well, no, I don't think I mean.
You want Drake May top 10?
No, I
maybe?
don't think any rookie has ever, when they've done this, gotten top 10 votes. So they're de facto ineligible.
Yeah.
So, and that's why this is such a tough spot for Dallas, bro. Because he's clearly not in there's the Mahomes tier, then there is that tier right beneath it, which I think we all kind of agree on mostly who's in that. Lamar is in it, Josh Allen's in it, Burrow's in it. And he's clearly also better than guys like Baker or Kirk post Achilles, I think. I would say Tua in that, but I know we don't have to argue about it. He is somewhere in that